David Anderson has become synonymous with global black wealth. Whether he's shaping policies at the World Economic Forum, playing key roles within political circles on both sides, mastering the art of building unshakable wealth on an international scale, or breaking down barriers so that black men around the world can win. David is the world's best kept financial secret weapon. From the ghettos of Southside Chicago to the Obama White House, to the homes of billionaire moguls, David's receipts stretch well beyond million-dollar bank accounts, African royal families, or celebrity inner circles.
But I believe that they did something that all of us can do.
David's true gift is in single-handedly positioning everyday brothers to become global millionaires. Why? Because it's about damn time we own what's ours and have a real seat at the table. Money, power, respect.
I met Dave about 4 years ago. My first business cracked 7 figures, and it was actually an interesting time to meet Dave because I oftentimes say you can't just be wealthy overnight. You actually got to have somebody to teach you the game. And DA kind of stepped in and took me and my business partner under his wing and showed us how to kind of maneuver this very dangerous game that we play called business. And within 6 months, DA was actually able to help us obtain a $200,000 line of credit. And then 6 months after that, he actually helped us secure a $3 million line of credit that we were able to obtain in real estate.
After sitting down with David and going through some ideas and some concepts, in the first 6-7 months, I think we did roughly about $10 million together. It's an exceptional program, and David did something for me that no one else had ever done. He taught me the power of global expansion and really understanding the importance of an international network and how we can build on that network. Him and I have done projects that surpassed the $20-30 million mark. My life has changed in more ways than one for the better from the development of our relationship. And I'm just so happy that you have brought me in to the fold and have shown me how important the power of a network internationally from a professional perspective or a personal perspective can be. And I'm ever so grateful.
Welcome, Black Man. Man, you guys came in early tonight. Boy, that's something else. Y'all came in early tonight. Man, I hope y'all good. Hey, real quick in the chat, everyone say what's up, what's going on, man. You know, I've been going out the gray a little bit. Lately, you know what I'm saying? Letting the gray show. Man, brothers, if you got the gray, put something in the chat. If you want to say what's up, put something in the chat real quick. Everybody, want to see who's in the building tonight. Lonzo, welcome. Guys, really excited tonight. What's up, Christian Young, baby? Look, I'm excited tonight. Like I said, we're going to blow not Dr. Marlon. We're going to go through some stories tonight. But, man, I am excited. Let me tell you why I'm excited. I'm excited because there is, I got energy. I'm there. I'm with y'all moving back and forth. But, man, I'm excited because tonight, like we were doing this thing real quick, right? We're gonna talk about making the bag, doing some stuff here and there successful. We're talking about these seven sins of business, right? And I wanted to do something really good, something I don't do often, is that I wanted to recap for everyone that's missed different days, different content. Alan, welcome, brother. Fidelis, Will, man, y'all are in the building. Rick, Joe, Terrence, what's up? Lawrence, man, Clarence, what's happening? Everybody, welcome. Albert, Allen, Dennis, welcome tonight. If you can do me a favor, guys, because we're going to go real hard tonight, real quick, not going to waste a lot of time. Please like if you on Facebook, like and share. If you're on YouTube, obviously subscribe or share the video somewhere. Hit up a couple brothers, say real quick, we're in the building tonight because we're going to be real concise and real kind of clean with it tonight, right? But, man, we're going to kind of talk about, I hope to flip y'all mind tonight because we're going to get into this thing about the sin of success, but I want to really wait. You guys know how I like to set everything up. I set it up, and then boom, I like to get a punchline, right? Like a good preacher on Sunday morning, right? Take you all the way through. You're like, I don't know what this man talking about, but he's talking good. And then at the end, he go, it's all about the cross. You're like, okay, I got it, right? So look, real quick, just to recap for those that wasn't here, when we talked about greed, recap, right? You want to avoid money people. What does this mean? Not people who are focused on their goals, not those people, right? But you want to avoid people who like they obsessed with the money. When I say obsessed, they obsessed, right? Not with a goal, right? They got a goal to, hey, look, I'm about to make $1 million this year. Okay, I'm about to make $5 million this year. I'm about to do this year. Not that, just that they're money hungry all the time, right? Watch those people. Number 2, people who have unrealistic expectations, fantasy people. They live in fantasy. They think get rich quick. They don't really understand the true work it takes, the nuances of business. Okay. And then number 3, please avoid piety, but actually greedy. So these are people that come off. Sometimes they put their religion up front. They act like they're a saint. They act like they don't care about money at all, right? They don't care about money. They're Mother Teresa. Okay. They just want to help the lepers in India. Okay. Like those who have leprosy, right? I mean, they're real pious, right? You want to avoid those people, right? Because usually they're the ones that's going to trick you, because you're going to think, oh man, there's no way. They don't even care about the bag. They don't even care about it. They're just doing this out of the goodness of their heart. Oh, so you think, okay? All right. But what you want to do when you're doing your deals, look at the market rate, right? It's important that you look at market rates, because when you're doing things, okay, if you're too above the market, right? Like if you charge somebody 70% interest, at some point, somebody's going to tell them, man, you got. And that's going to hurt you in other spaces, okay? But if you're too below the market, man, you're going to put yourself in a real poor position. You want to be at around the market. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you know the market. Contribution. What's your contribution percentage? Think about when you're doing stuff, what's the sweat equity, right? Who's operating it? What's the financial equity? Who's putting up the cash? And then what's the knowledge equity? That's all balanced. And we went through that. Sweat equity is usually 30 to 80%, right? Depending on the deal. We went through financial equity. Financial equity can be anywhere between 15 and 50%, depending on what's happening. And knowledge is usually just worth 1 to 5%. Those are usually the consultants that come through and, whatever, want to walk through. But they have value. They have value, but it ain't worth 20% just because you can talk good and you went to school and you know some stuff. You see what I'm saying? Right? But number 3, real quickly, sometimes it's just best to walk away. Right? If you can't get a good market rate, if you can't get the contribution percentage right, man, just walk it like you're talking. All right. Right. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to, walk away, and you got to know when to run. Sometimes you just got to know when to walk away, fellas, when to walk away. Real quickly, the week before we went through something, I just want to go through that real quickly. I had some guys ask about it, and I thought it was powerful. For those that were not here for this lesson, I don't usually do this, but I'm going to recap this real quickly, right? We talked about 2 weeks ago about the horse, the jockey, the horse, and the track. And what that was the jockey is you or somebody else, right? It's the people in the business, the jockeys, those who, right, ride the horse. The horse is the company, right? And then the track is the industry, right? And we talked about how sometimes when it comes to timing, when it comes to timing, how you can have the right jockey, you can be the right person, and you can have the right company. But man, the industry's not ready because of regulation, because of popular sentiment. All those different things exist, and that's beyond your control. Like you cannot control those things. So sometimes it is you, or it's the people you have. Sometimes, man, you just got the wrong company, or you got the right company. And then sometimes you can have the jockey and the horse, but man, you riding a real bad track. That track is not profitable enough. That track has too much regulation. That track, the people, the popular sentiment's not there yet. You know what I'm saying? We talked about Friendster. Who had Friendster? Who had MySpace, right? Dope social media sites. But when Facebook came on the scene, there was like popular adoption, right? Popular adoption was happening, and they came on right on time in order to get, right, go and get the bag. You know what I'm saying? That's what we saw with Facebook. And then last, we talked about the moat. What is a moat? A moat is the ideal business you always want to have in your life. The moat is like a castle. The castle had the river around it, so it was hard to attack. This is the business like a railroad, right? It's part of infrastructure. it ain't never going nowhere. Matter of fact, the government protects the railroads. You see what I'm saying? FICO score, right? Yo, everybody got a FICO. No matter who you are in America, even places around the world, you gotta have a FICO. If you're gonna do business in anything or do anything, there's Duns and Bradstreet, but they still check your FICO. Man, talk about a moat. That's a private, Fair Isaac Company, which is what it stands for, is a private company. And the government mandates that everybody has a FICO score because they believe it helps, obviously, liquidity and the credit system. But that's a moat business, a moat, meaning that there's a protection around that business that allows that business to operate and be. Man, if this was a good recap real quick, man, put a 100 in the chat. Put a 100 in the chat. If you were like, yo, David, good recap, put a 100 in the chat. And then we're going to get to it real quick. We're going to hit it and quit it and get it. That's it. We're going to do it real quick. So tonight, right, I'm going to hit this real quick because I know that I usually give, obviously you guys know, I'm real big on giving a lot of concrete information. I'm not a big guy on hype. I like to give what I call concrete stuff so that you can learn and I can learn together and share information where you can actually use it. You can go and you can use it. You can apply it. You can put it in your business or in your life in some way. That's what I like to do, right? When we talked about greed last week, it was an important topic to go through. But I want to go through something real quickly for 1 million black men. This is important. I'm especially talking to the brothers, okay? Right? Because I ran across a story and I was going to talk about this, and hopefully it's a little bit mind-blowing, about how success, okay? Success can be a barrier. I want you to hear me out. A barrier to your success, okay? Your success can be a barrier to your success. And here's the thing. I never forget, I was actually talking to a young lady, and they were saying something, and I was going through my things. I was going through my resume. You guys know my resume, y'all, everything, stuff like that. And she said to me, well, look, I know what you did, but what are you doing? Like, hey, I know what you did, but what are you doing? Okay? What are you doing? Now, I know what I'm about to say is not necessary for everybody. This is probably for 50% of you guys watching me. I got YouTube and Facebook back and forth. This is probably for 50% of you all, but for 50% of you all, you're going to have an amazing financial breakthrough, a mental breakthrough about what I'm about to say, because I'm probably the right person at this moment in your life to say it and to break it down in a way where you actually hear it and understand it, right? So she said to me, man, Dave, I know you've done a lot. I know you did the White House. I know you did Wall Street. I know you did all this stuff. Globally, you've done all this stuff. But she said, man, so what are you working on? What are you doing? And I said, man, what you mean what I'm doing? She's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And what they was trying to allude to was that what happens is, real quickly, hold on. This is you and me. And this is success. This is you and me. This is success. Success is, right, the goal or the dream in which you have effectively accomplished. Okay? That's what it is. You and me, we're on a track. We're pointing to success. You ready for this? You ready for this? Okay? Here we go. How many brothers, I know I got a lot of brothers on here. So a lot of brothers on here play sports. A lot of brothers played sports. Okay? If you play sports, put a 1 in the chat. At some point in your life, grammar school, middle school, high school, college, if you play sports, put a real quick 1 in the chat. Because I'm about to use a sports analogy, and I think it's going to free. Remember, my goal is first to help free us psychologically. Free us psychologically, and then financially, and then economically, and then we can look at 7 generations of wealth creation. Okay, ready for this? How many of you brothers play sports and you know the dude who is an amazing high school athlete? Matter of fact, when you were in high school, yo, he was the man. Like, he killed the game, right? I went to a high school in the Chicagoland area called Thornton. Thornton was right on the outskirts of Chicago, like literally the first like town right outside Chicago going south. We produced at Thornton, we produced 8 NFL athletes and 2 NBA athletes. So we produced, I think it was 10 or 12 professional athletes in like 6 years. Like 6 years, like 12 professional athletes. If you took our area and you drew a 5 or 6, I think it was a 5 or it's like a 5 or 10 mile radius, okay? Right where I was from, okay? I'm gonna name drop real quick. You're gonna trip out. Where I was from, the guys I came up playing ball with, man, Donovan McNabb, Dwayne Wade, Napoleon Harris, Melvin Eli, right? Ryan Hampton, Eddie Curry. Man, I mean, bro, I'm talking, it was insane. The impact, the competitiveness of athletics, and I didn't even know we were that good. I didn't even know they was that competitive because everybody grew up in the same neighborhoods. So we were competing at the highest level, but nobody really understood and knew it. Okay, right? But there's somebody in your life who is an amazing athlete, amazing, killed it in high school, and you talk to them, and they still are saying the same stories about the glory years of high school because they had a goal, right? High school was the goal, and they succeeded in high school. But somewhere along the line, they forgot they had to make a new line and find something else to succeed at. I had a conversation, man, when I was coming out of college. I will never forget a lady. She worked very close with the Reverend Jesse Jackson. She worked with Bill Clinton. She also worked with, what's that guy's name? Reginald Lewis, who we talked about the other day, the first Black billionaire. And she said something to me. I didn't understand it when she said it. She said, David, she said, I believe you're going to be successful. She said, I really do. I think there's something in you. I believe you're going to be successful. But she said, David, what you're going to have to worry about, and what you're going to have to you're going to have to make sure that you never get bored. And when she said that, I didn't understand. She said, David, if you get bored, right, you start doing crazy things in your boredom. You start getting off kilter in your boredom. You'll start getting into stuff you shouldn't be getting into in your boredom. I'm here to tell my brothers tonight, there's about some of you listening to me, you got to set new levels of success, okay? Because you're bored. You're bored at what you're doing. You're bored. Like, yo, you making good money, okay? But you're bored. You got the plaques on the wall. Right? You got the doctorate, you got the master's, you got the whatever, right? But you're bored. And when you're bored, guess what happens? You lose your edge. That's why if you play sports when you were in the field, right? That's why the coach and good coaches knew how to do this, right? Yeah, your team, you out there, you run the 2 laps, right? And when you first ran that lap, man, that lap was hard. But then a good coach was like, all right, give me 4 laps. 4 laps. Coach, it's the end of practice. What you mean I gotta run 4 laps? Oh, all right, right. You come, you tired, you sweating, you real all right, go, right. Then 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, he's like, all right, guys, give me 6 laps. 6? Coach, we almost died last time. What you mean I gotta run 6 laps? Right? And watch this. There was always that one player. Remember that? There was always that one player who was like, man, I ain't doing nothing. Man, I ain't running those 6 laps. I'm the best player on the team. I ain't running those 6 laps. I guarantee that dude didn't go to the league. I guarantee he didn't go D1 and get the scholarship. Because with us as men and human beings, period, right? Whatever level you're at, you ready for this? If this is your level, you ready? And you climbed up to get to that level, that's level 1. What got you to level 1 is not what's going to get you to level 2. And what gets you to level 2 is not going to get you to level 3. So whatever level you're at and what you're doing, you have to level up. And so what is the sin, David? I don't understand. The sin is, and look, I'm about to wrap it all in here. This is a universal principle, but I'm even going to go to scripture on it just to make sure you understand the deepness of it. Look, and we all struggle with this. Let me say, every man that's a real man, right? You have an ego, and that ego is helpful. That ego is there for us. That ego is to help us strive, help us be strong, help us protect our wives, protect our children, protect the people in our. That ego is there for us, but that ego also can create our biggest enemy, which is pride of success. The pride of success becomes our biggest enemy because the ego starts to get, I see you guys putting ones in the chat. Thank you, brother. Thank you for putting the ones in the chat. The pride of success. You went and got the degree. Congratulations. You went through the journeyman and now you are a union carpenter. Congratulations. You went through the military and now you got your stars. Congratulations. Hey, nobody in your family, right, ever got married. You got married and had kids the right way. Congratulations. But let me tell you something. Whatever level you at, you got to figure out how to go to the next level, because if you stay at that level, you will get bored. You will be in a state of inertia. Now, someone say, man, bro, hey, I'm just content. I'm not talking about mental contentness. I'm not talking about outlandish ambition. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about because of the pride of your success. It's the high school football player who sits back on the porch. He's sitting back in the hood talking about how he ran the 99-yard touchdown. But you still sitting on the porch, on the block, in the hood. It doesn't matter. I'm happy for you. Congratulations. But it doesn't matter that you ran a 99-yard touchdown, right, 25 years ago. What matters is what, gentlemen? What are you doing? Where are you going? What is your future? What are you trying to accomplish? That is what matters. That is what keeps you climbing and moving. This is more than about money. I never said it had to be monetarily, right? Other day, man, I was sitting back. This is real talk. I was talking to my daughter. My daughter's, she's 7 years old, right? I had kids a little bit later in life. We're talking and stuff, and I realized something, right? I realized that she's getting that age now, and I was like, man, she in that age. I'm on this Father app. If you guys want to know, it's a really good Father app. It gives you some great ideas. I will refer it to you guys because I think it's actually a good app. It's called Wonder Dads. Okay, Wonder Dads. If you're like trying to figure out, hey, what's some good things with fatherhood, things you can do, all that kind of stuff, it's called Wonder Dads. It's a great app. Check it out. Get on it. Don't really cost too much. It's a simple app, and I'm just referring it. I don't get nothing for this. I'm just letting you know. So I was sitting back and I was looking at my daughter, right? She's 7, and she's in that age now where, she's asking me about, hey, Dad, should I, these girls over here are doing this, they twerking. Hey, these girls are doing this, like all this kind of stuff, right? And I sat back and I said, okay, like I got to level up my thinking because I got to find the alternative. Like she likes this type of music. So let me go find positive music. Let me go sit down and do the research Although, man, I ain't look mumble rap, bro. I grew up with Jay-Z and Nas, right? I grew up where I could hear what the rap. If you grew up where you could hear what the rappers was saying, put a 100 in the chat. Right? When you could actually hear what they said and you could actually like repeat it back and forth, right? You knew all the lyrics, right? Even Busta Rhymes, as fast as he rapped, you understood what the man was saying, okay? Right? You can still hear his words, right? And so I said, man, I got to get into this space. I got to learn it and I got to find positive songs for her, right? That uplifts her self-esteem, that speaks positively to her, so she don't think she gotta be like these women or these girls or whatever's going on around her. I won't be able to change all of her environments, but what I can change is that I can change my thinking and I can level up. You know what Pride would say? Pride would say, man, you my daughter, you this, that. Whoa. You should be doing that. That ain't gonna help. That ain't gonna help her. That ain't gonna help her. Putting external pressure on her because of who her daddy is, that may happen automatically, but my job is to do what? My job is to level up. Let me get in her world. Let me see how I can maneuver and present to her other opportunities. Man, I was sitting down. I want you guys to hear this story. Hear this story. And we're going to wrap this up. I want you guys to hear this story. There's a brother I know. This is a true story, man. Came out with a product. Product was so phenomenal, right? It was in the anti-aging space. He got up to about $300 million. I was actually talking to one of his executives actually on Sunday. Actually, yes, Sunday. So it was yesterday. And came out with the product. Everything boomed. Really got, literally in like a couple years, $300 million top line. He was doing 300 million. Listen to me. He was doing 300 million with only 150 employees. Now, for you all that don't have no employees yet, let me tell you how dope that is, okay? Right? Because I got hundreds of employees and I don't do 300 million a year, okay? Right? Not top line. I mean, that's a lot. Killing it, everything. You ready for this? The whole company imploded because of him. Because of the pride of success. He thought because he was a great founder, they call it founder syndrome. It's a word, founder syndrome, right? He thought because he was a great founder that he would be a great corporate titan. But what he didn't do, he did not level up. He didn't level up and learn the skill sets of a corporate executive, of a corporate CEO. He was no longer a small business owner. He was now becoming a corporate CEO, okay? And what happened? The whole company went under. Everything in the matter of a year. And it was a friend of mine that was in the company, and they called me. They kept calling me and said, David, yo, he won't listen to nobody. Now, this, again, our ego is important. I don't ever knock a man's ego. Your ego is important for your survival. But sometimes, and many times, we have to listen and check our own ego. We have to stop and listen and check even if the advice is coming from a child, even if the advice is coming from someone younger than us, someone less, what we deem as less experienced than us, we have to sometimes just check ourselves. I'm not asking you to be weak. I'm not asking you to be a pushover. I'm not asking you not to have a spine. What I'm asking you to do, what I'm telling you, is that these 7 deadly sins of business, hey, greed. I broke down greed. Hey, watch these people. Watch how to do business with people. Hey, do business like this. Check this out. Number 2, I'm telling you, the pride of success can take it all down. Can take it all down. And that's me included. I'm the first one to put my ego on the altar and say, yo, look, hey, I don't know it all. I'm on the social media. Hey, look, I'll be honest, on this social media thing, bro, I'm trying to learn it. Right? I'm sitting down, I'm asking people questions like, how you do? Hey, why you do this? How you do that? What's going on? Because I cannot just assume, which I have done. I have assumed because I was successful somewhere else that I'm going to be successful over here. No, I have to understand that I have to lay down my pride of what I did yesterday. That's great what I did yesterday. Brother, listen to me. It's phenomenal what you did yesterday. I'm so happy that you built something for your life, but it was yesterday. I'm happy that your family and your kids, they're proud of you, of what you did yesterday. But I'm here to challenge you and to tell you, yesterday was great, but tomorrow has to be greater. If it isn't, you're going to stay on the same level. You're going to stay on the same level. Man, I can't tell you how many guys I know who reach their goals, right? Who reach where they're going. They reach the whatever milestone they had. And then they go, yo, hey, I'm free. I'm taking off life. I'm just going, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Take a vacation, take a break. Go around the world with your girl. Go around the world with your kids, your family. Enjoy life for a year or two. Go enjoy, man. You worked hard for it, right? But don't you stay there. I've watched many, and I can go through story after story after story after story after story, gentlemen, of men that I know personally who, where the pride of success, completed, they got on drugs, right? They became alcoholics. They destroyed things, like where the pride of success destroyed everything. Everything they ever thought possible was destroyed because they got bored and they were prideful about yesterday. And although yesterday was great, tomorrow has to be greater. I want you to say that to yourself. Tomorrow has to be greater. What does it have to do with business, David? You got what it has to do? It has everything to do. Because tomorrow you can hit it, and man, the money starts flowing in. You could get something, you can move, whatever your goals are. But I'm telling you from personal experience that if you don't keep going, if you don't keep challenging yourself, if you don't keep pushing yourself into new terrains, not be afraid of failure, but go forward, you will get bored. You will have the pride of your success. And man, you will start to do things you didn't think you would do. And so I want to encourage you guys tonight. We're going to do the seven deadly sins of business tonight. Put that on the board, on the screen for me. What's the pride of success? I wanted to go through that because I knew that there was many brothers here who needed to hear that, right? I love when we talk about our cash flow, right? And we talk about our assets and illiquidity and real estate. And look, I love to go through all the technical stuff. You guys know me now. Y'all who tune in, y'all know me. But tonight I said, man, I got to speak to some guys because this right here, this is one of the sins that will destroy you, right? Success is a phenomenal thing. But there's a reason why when you learn something in first grade, you go to the second. When you go to the second, you go to the third. You go to the fourth. You go to the fifth. You go to high school. You go to college because there's always more to learn. And man, this journey of life, if you become a lifelong learner and observer, man, there's so much you can accomplish. I was just with a brother the other day. He was telling me he had bought this company, done something. I said, man, I want to sit down. I just want to learn from you, right? I was talking to this young guy. He's a technologist, right? I said, man, I want to sit down. I need to learn from you. Don't ever let your pride get in the way of your true success, right? Because your true success is your legacy. Your true success is what you're accomplishing, not yesterday, but what you're going to do today. Man, this is David Anderson with 1 Million Black Men. Man, I appreciate you. Our goal is to, number one, help free us psychologically. Number two, free us financially, financial freedom, and also economic freedom. Financial freedom is when you can buy whatever you want. But economic freedom is when you own the things that people buy. Number three, and the most important thing, is that we are on path and focused on leaving a legacy. What is that legacy? We are going to have wealth creation for 7 generations, right? So our children's can eat. I like to say this, and I haven't said this in a long time, is that, on one case, somebody says, hey, give a man a fish, right? He eats for a day. Hey, if you teach a man to fish, he eats for his lifetime. But I want to go one step further. I don't want to give you a fish. I don't just want to teach you how to fish, although you're going to do that. I want to teach you how to own the pond. Because if you own the pond that the fish are in, man, your generations beyond you and generations will be able to fish and eat. Man, look, guys, again, David Anderson here, 1 Million Black Men. I will see you at the top. Why? Because the bottom is just way too crowded. Peace.
Calling all black men. This is a call to action. This is a call to action, an action call. Calling all black men. This is a call to action. This is a call to action, an action call for 1 million black men. I am Kwesi to put you on a call path to win. This is not a Zoom call or a call on Facebook Live. Though we are virtual, we are live. Not a call on TikTok like MLB black men, we are on the clock. Not a call from Snapchat. Move back my bat. We are on first base to Isaac Hayes Jr. fan base. We have an eye line on third base. Grand Slam, not a call from Instagram, as we don't need validation with blue checks. We are the true checks. We do checks. We write checks. We are the right checks. We do family checks. We check in on our sons and our daughters. We are black men who walks on waters because our children like to place time. We are black men who FaceTime. Let's FaceTime. This is still not a call from an Android or an iPhone. It is extraterrestrial to phone home. I know sometimes black men, we have to travel around the world to be appreciated at home. But you are not alone. You are in the each one, teach one green zone, where the elusive weapon is the truth. We are the black truth. We are Paul Pierce, the truth. We are the loot. We are 1 million black men strong. We will get along as we landline. We walk across their blue and red line. Now this call is from a landline with rotary numbers and a coiled cord. We are 1 million black men on one accord. This cord and phone transmits a dial tone, whether a local call or a call of long distance. Regardless of the distance, it connected us. Social media unconnected us. Our homes need us. They soul feed us. And not just food that give us niggas-itis. I write this, our homes bleed, sweat, tears for us. Black men, it is up to us. It is on us not to just procure the bag. Buddha bless one, share it with me. Get the info under your afro, bro. And establishing sovereignty to be a one united bank for economic just us. Black men, we must set up a family trust to an estate, because right now everything is at stake. Because we can't lead from behind, from your behind to your mind. They are public with their relevance as they use artificial intelligence in this age of information. Elon Musk bought Twitter to gather more of our information. So if I have to be the Starlink, I will break the Starlink for 1 million black men. But I won't condone our culture with misuse of our information. So I grant you David Anderson for this financial literacy education. DA went from shy Southside streets to JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs on Wall Street. From Chicago State to Harvard. At 19, he fathered the economics in his family house. DA served in President Obama administration at the White House. He lived in China for 3.5 years, learning the Chinese economy, the renminbi. To the British pound, black men, let's get this pound. To the European euro, we NBA step into the euro. To the Uganda chilling, black men, let's be empowered by our billing and be willing to learn and understand. Money is just a tool to build unshakable wealth. 7 generations deep. that DA will teach, that we can compete in an economy beyond that's local. Black men, we must think global. So I present to you David Anderson to put you on this financial literacy path to win. Welcome to the movement. 1 million black men.